A hectic scene outside the House of Assembly on Tuesday, 29th September, as members of the media seek clarification on the landmark COVID-19 Prevention and Control Bill. A gaggle of reporters descended on Prime Minister Allen Chastanet in search of answers on a host of issues, from bank loan moratoria, the NIC Income Support Program, and concerns over a lack of public consultation on the COVID-19 bill. But the Prime Minister from the outset appeared to have shunned certain members of the press corps, in particular Riani Isidore of NBC Prime, by conspicuously turning his back to some reporters.
Prime Minister, good morning. So consultation on the thank you. On the COVID-19 bill.
Excuse me?
Chastanet did, however, field a few questions regarding the significant bill before the House.
Under the state of the emergency, the authority is the Prime Minister. In this act, what we have done is brought the authority back to the ministry as well as to the technocrats. So the minister as well as the technocrats. So I think this is really a landmark piece of legislation which allows us to proceed, and this is not unprecedented.
Critics have labeled the COVID-19 Prevention and Control Bill as an extension of the state of emergency in all but name. However, unlike the SOE, this bill expires 2 years after its commencement.
We don't know when COVID's ending. That's the problem. We're waiting still for a vaccine. We're still waiting for a rapid test that we can use. So we're no closer to a solution. In fact, what we have seen recently has been an increase in the number of cases in the United States, in Canada, and in Europe and Latin America. So we don't know. So the fact is, the same way that we've had sunset legislation in the past, this is a sunset legislation. It is due to end in 2 years' time, but obviously the minister can authorize its termination earlier, but also the minister can also ask for its extension.
The 41-page legislation was made public on Friday, 25th September. The Bar Association has called for the deferral of the bill pending public consultation. According to the association, quote, "The passing of such an important bill through all stages at this one sitting of Parliament is unacceptable. The government of St. Lucia would have had ample time to undertake the necessary consultation on this bill, and we should under no circumstances accept a compromise of our rights and civil liberties due to lack of understanding of the necessity of public consultation, our democracy, and the rule of law," unquote. Chastanet was probed on the Bar Association's request in a formal letter to his office.
Well, I only saw it very late last night, and certainly it was an interesting letter. I don't think that there's anything that the Bar Association pointed to that would cause us to change direction at this point. I was a little bit taken aback because when I called up other lawyers, I realized that the Bar Association itself had not consulted its own members, and there certainly seemed to be a varied mood of the interpretation of what was being done. So I don't think that we're doing anything wrong here. We're simply putting into one act what we've currently been doing. And I'd like to say to everybody that, how can you argue with success?
The St. Lucia Hospitality and Tourism Association also echoed the sentiments of the Bar Association. President of the SLHTA, Caroline Trubotskoy, in a missive to the relevant authorities, said, quote, "Given the importance, the context, and the longevity of the proposed bill and its relevance for the tourism industry, it is not only astonishing but extremely concerning that the ministry did not find it appropriate or necessary to invite dialogue with the SLHTA to review the contents of the bill." The SLHTA adds, quote, "We are alarmed this morning to realize that the bill is scheduled to go before the Parliament. We want to add our voice to that of the Bar Association and request that the COVID-19 bill be deferred pending consultation with the SLHTA and other stakeholders," unquote. A clarion call has been sounded for public consultation given the gravity of this bill. From outside the studios of Helen Television System, Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.